engineered in the city, like zombies that run too fast. It wasn't the sun that bombed that tenement. And anyway, there was always hope that a disabling miasma will shut down all systems used by SWAT teams to look through walls. A dark air, thick with our affections, to fog up the Google Glass. This is an excerpt from something that I'm working on right now. It's the last one that I'm reading. X. X leaned over the balcony railing and stared at the lawn silver under the night. Later, X would remember the night as the beginning of loneliness, but X as a child only felt chilled with the knowledge of a force which had pushed X to this other continent. The hot lick of fearful blood, which again and again whipped X into action, learned its way around X's veins. X carried a thing in the mouth, careful not to spit it out, something like a cold marble. For a long time, X expected it to dissolve, that corrosive blood would find its sugar quality. When X strove to forget it, it got caught inside the throat. So there were years of quiet choking, and more nights when X was reduced to nothing but the spot, when X took shelter in the marble, soul pinched tiny into that irreducible fact. X found some consolation in the street, in the conversations which allowed X to hold the hard punctuation between teeth, more like a weapon or a whistle. When X woke up on a September morning, cold even under wool, the light burnt to violet. When X wept under the shadow of a houseplant, maybe especially because of the plant, bending at the angle it did from the window. When X was pushed to the ground and felt a boot on X's back. When X blacked out and had no recollection, but found a strange bruise on the soft of X's throat, a tiny welt inside the lip. When X had to wonder what was self-inflicted, what was sabotage, and what was an unfathomable cruelty. When X was told X deserved it. X knew speaking was not an exorcism, that speaking often bound one more than it liberated, yet possessed, X spoke. Knowing X would not be saved didn't make it easier, but it seemed to matter, wildly and against all odds. Speaking struggled against what made speaking difficult, so X spoke. Either way, X was to be bound. X was frozen by X's relation to the word that blazed high above. Unfreezing meant a series of complicated maneuvers, so by the time X could open X's mouth to say a thing, X was already exhausted. X and the talking cure, X and self-care, X and electroshock, X and sterilization, X and experimental trial medication, X and democracy, X and arrows, X and art, X failed to survive. X, delirious with shame, boarded the train to the other side of the island, an exile's journey, and pressed a hand to the window. Hello to the jungle. Hello to the struggle. Glimpsing a flash of orange feather, X's mouth flooded with guava and salt, with gunpowder and dried bonito. The trunk of a giant redwood extended from X's forehead. The cache of elemental weapons X called joy, shone in the cool darkness of the car like a trilled R.